Trying to give my restream server, my Nginx restream server, a second to catch up. It always seems to complain at first, and then it's golden. So I'm just making sure. Yeah. Just give me just a second. We'll get started. I just wanted to catch up. And I also need to shoot stuff out to social media. Send a link to social media. Anyone watching this later knows the channel, which I don't know if there's like 4 of you and they're probably all my friends, but finally stop being lazy, set up the green screen that I had and set up the chroma key in OBS like a big boy real streamer. Or it could be a big girl, I don't know. So yeah. I think it's not really tuned the way I want, because you notice if I go like this, I'm so white that it thinks it's green apparently. And that could be too, the lighting in here is poor. And I remember from before that you really want to light that green screen well. Really shine a nice bright light on it. So that's very clear, like what's green, what's not green, like this. Not green. And it doesn't like my condenser mic either. It definitely doesn't like the condenser mic. But we're gonna give it, let me shoot some links to X and to the Discords. And we'll get things going. Let's see. Yatta T. Yeah, see, it's complaining about my keyframes again. Bro, I'm trying. Okay? Oh my gosh. Going from Mac to this. Grabbing the links. Grabbing all the links. And then we'll get rock and rolling here as soon as possible. I didn't prepare for this at all. I'm actually really busy today, my day job, so I did like 0 preparation. So this could be a complete failure. The good thing is not very many people watch, and so this is a perfect time to yeah, we'll shoot these things out to the things. I don't know if anyone actually shows up due to these. It's really debatable. It's really debatable. Oh man, my Windows. I'm not on Windows. I did a really pathetic, like humble, I don't even know if it's a humble brag. I think it's more like a by the way. I was doing my technical, and I was doing it off of this computer actually. And I did it by the way, like, I built this computer myself, and by the way, I'm proud to say it's never had Windows installed on it. Like, that is the most pathetic, I'm probably the most pathetic human being in the world. Or close to it. Okay. Shooting out to Discord just in case there's some, you know, there's some poor souls on Discord. I haven't made the Discord public. I think we're really a ways away from that still. I want this, you know, hopefully community to be built and grown fairly naturally and not have to goof around. Okay, there we go. We got my merged chat. I think there's like an app I'm supposed to install, if I remember, to interact with the merged chat, because I know if someone starts being a naughty boy, starts being a little bit of a naughty person, I don't have a way. I have to basically switch a bunch of windows to tell them they're bad. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Let's see. Yeah, we shot it out. We shot out to X. My arm, it's burning. So what we're gonna do today, this very unprepared stream, I was inspired by Joe Colantonio. I'm gonna sing that name right. I hope that's close to right. So yeah, we're gonna take Joe Colantonio's advice here, and we're gonna demo. I think it's Sauce Labs has the low to no code automation. The irony, though, I think we'll run those tests against the Blaze demo site that I've been writing Cypress tests for, and it'll be really cool to actually see the difference in some of the test code. Maybe in the future, I would like to do like a Playwright recorder versus the new Selenium IDE. I have that in the works in the future that I'd like to do, but not today. I want to prepare for that video. This video is completely off the chain, shoot from the hip, like John Wayne. This is a non-prepared, very unprofessional stream. But I spent time setting up the green screen, okay? And even though I don't have the chroma key set very well, I can just do this to mesmerize people if people actually stop in to watch. But yeah, I actually spent time setting up the green screen because I just got sick of people seeing my messy office, and I just want to look cool and professional. But the problem is, until I get I think the lighting better, it's gonna do goofy stuff that chroma key is gonna see. For some reason, see this as green, and I think there's a trick to that from what I remember. And from what I remember, the trick is to choose a custom color instead of picking green, and then tune it to the actual green that's behind you. I mean green. I rhymed without even meaning to rhyme. But let's get started. So just really quick, I wanna like talk up Joe Colantonio. And again, in case someone watches this later, or if this turns out really well and I can put this on YouTube, I'm gonna talk up big JC here. But Joe's fantastic. One of my earlier jobs, I'd say my second job out of college? My second software job. I learned about the Automation Guild, and I did one of the conferences, and it was fantastic. I just loved the fact that there was a way to interact with people. You could take things kind of at your pace. You could watch live, you could watch it later. Watching live, you're kind of incentivized because you can ask questions. But from what I remember too, there's a really great Slack channel, or a Slack I don't know if they're called servers or channels, to be honest. I use Slack all the time, but I can't remember. Is it a server? Is it a channel? It's because of Discord. It's poisoned my brain. But yeah, they had that was the first time I saw someone other than a software company using Slack, which I thought was really cool. And I'd have to look at my resume to see how long ago this was, but this is like my second job. I've been doing this for 13-ish years. This is like my second real software job out of college. The second time, technically the third time I went to college. Don't change your major, kids. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I had a former senior QA engineer mentor tell me about Joe and tell me about the Automation Guild, and it was great. Highly recommend them. Or now it's called Test Guild, but I think it was just, if I remember specifically, I'm pretty sure it was called Automation Guild back then, but I could be wrong and just be misremembering. But I highly recommend you check out Joe's got a podcast. Puts it on YouTube. I believe there's an RSS feed for it. Highly suggested. But all the video content is here on YouTube. You can check Joe out. Likely on this channel, we're going to be kind of going over some of Joe's content, and because I want to highlight it. I want to showcase and highlight this content because more people should be watching Joe. I think more of his stuff. I don't understand. Am I offline on Twitch? It says I'm offline. Oh my gosh, oh no. Hold on. Am I not really online? I'm online. You lied to me. You lied, Twitch. I don't know. It's just like a frozen keyframe. Whatever. Obs says I'm good. Obs says I'm live. This is what I get for running my own Nginx restream server, right? But, whoopsies. Let's see. Professional stream skill issues. So Joe's got all his podcasts and I believe additional content here on YouTube. If you look up Joe Colantonio, look up Joe Colantonio, you'll find him. You'll see this wonderful smiling face of Joe smiling at you, bringing you joy. Joe, like myself, is a musician as well. It seems to be a common trend if you look at quite a few of the other folks in test automation, they seem to be musicians as well. I don't know if it's just maybe it's just bad sample data, because that's just what I've found. But yeah, Joe's got this new video. He just released it 3 hours ago. What I want to try to do is actually follow the video. I want to be a true, can I share this video? I'm gonna drop a link to the video in chat first as well. So YouTube and Twitch, heads up. Really, yes, I can. Hi, Frightful. It always works. Good to see you. We'll drop this into YouTube as well. Are you having chat issues today? I'm restreaming to Twitch and YouTube. It wasn't working like an hour ago. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that's rough. I set up my own Nginx restream, RTMP or RMTP. I always get them mixed. I can't. It's like dyslexia. I set up basically my own restream server locally, and I started yesterday and I toyed around with it. So streaming to no one on YouTube, mostly for video, to kind of store the video away, because Twitch likes to just go bye, and I always forget to download it. It's really nice that I can grab those off of YouTube if I want to edit them, because I do have a video that I think there's some possible there's a decent YouTube video there. But I just dropped a link for the video that we're gonna follow, or try to follow. I'm gonna try my best to follow it. We're going to test. Okay, so it's 2 layers here. We're gonna demo the BrowserStack's low-code automation, and we're gonna technically demo Joe's video and see if it leads us to victory. Though if he does tell us to go to a certain site, you forget to download it or you forget to highlight it. Both. I'm really terrible about that, and I'm always really overwhelmed when I look at like a 2.5 hour stream. It's like, how am I gonna find things that I like? Where with YouTube, where I can download it locally and I can put it into my favorite editor, which is really pathetic, is Kdenlive. I can skim through that video and then kind of like mark places. My chroma key's so bad. I'm the silver surfer. I need to fix that someday with better lights. I think it's the thing. But yeah, I forget to do both. I'm just terrible. I'm terrible about that. But we're gonna kind of like demo Joe's video and demo the tool at the same time. Highly suggest, if you have any interest in software testing, I feel like I'm not close enough to my mic. There we go. I highly suggest go and subscribe to Joe's channel. Go follow him on X. Follow him on X. And for some reason it thinks that I care about the women's wear Fed New York Fashion Week, and I don't. And I don't know if I want to follow these people, okay? Oh, that's creepy. Sauce Labs is hosting something. We're talking about their product. Oh my. Is the internet watching us? Are you watching us, the internet? Can you hear me? All roads lead to pain and suffering. This is being, oh man. It's like I need one more monitor, and I know that's pathetic to say. I just need one more monitor. 2 is not enough. I'm having to use this really cheesy the merged chat from Restream, which again you can't interact with at all. You can't interact with it, but it's nice and big for me because I don't have the best eyesight. But yeah, we're gonna go here through Joe's video, see if it leads us to converting to forgetting all our code knowledge and just converting to low code tools. And again, I'm hoping to, in some small way, promote what Joe does. We'll see. maybe this would be seen as stealing from Joe. Okay, so it thinks like my hand that's maybe overly lit. Yeah, it has to do with like how saturated the light is. If I go back here, but it never thinks this cup. Ooh, where's it coming from? It never thinks the cup is green. So yeah, we're gonna unlock automation with Joe. Joe, say it. You could say it. Cal or Is it Colantonio? Colantonio? I'm gonna say it right someday. And maybe he'll just say it. Yeah,
Here's a mistake that...
Hey, slow down, Joe. We're gonna turn our music off. We're gonna follow along with Joe, okay? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna follow his links, whatever he tells us to do. Though we may run this against the demo Blaze site instead. We'll see.
Here is a mistake that many QA teams without programming skills make. They think they need to have coding expertise to automate tests. But in reality, nowadays, platforms like BrowserStack allows teams in this situation to create tests effortlessly.
Effortless. Wow. Say effortlessly 10 times fast. I have never, well, I've seen these tools make it feel like it's effortless, but then ultimately all the effort is in the back end of your activity. You generate this code, the code kind of not exactly what you need it to be, and then you go and you kind of clean it up and polish it and stuff. And then now your effort is in the post and now maintaining it and scaling it. So I'm coming in as a very skeptical person. So we'll see.
Imagine being able to automate a test without writing a single line of code. What if you could do it today in just a few clicks?
Well, I guess I would do it right now then. I most definitely would.
In this video, I'm going to show you how BrowserStack's low-code automation makes it possible for anyone, yes, even if you're not a developer, to create, run, and maintain AI-driven tests with ease. Let's dive in.
Well, hold on. These are AI-driven tests too? This is just the stakes have been raised. Again, I really like Joe, so I'm trying not to be a prick. I'm very skeptical. One, low to no code. This is coming from somebody that can't set up their Chrome key correctly. Low to no code, and then whenever they just put and it's AI driven, I'm always super skeptical. But I'm gonna give this a chance. Heck, I've been using, with mixed results, been using Cursor to generate test code. Sometimes Cursor is a butt and I have to fight with it. Sometimes Cursor's awesome and it generates all this cheesy boilerplate that I get sick of writing. I know what it's like if I could just tell somebody write these tests, I would, and that's kind of what I think is the advantage of something like Cursor. But the times that I'm fighting with Cursor and I let it generate code and then it ends up being bad and I have to disentangle it and it's I should just delete this, is more often than I would personally like to say Cursor is the future, or tools like Cursor. So when someone tells me that they're going to use AI driven tools or whatever, and I'm guessing I'm going to have to put an email in because this is most definitely, this is the way you do business. This is most definitely a lead magnet into something. It is a lead magnet into their services, no doubt. But if a lead magnet is helpful and shows you that they have value, then I think it's okay. It's not skeezy to do a lead magnet if you have useful things to show the person beyond that. The worst kind of lead magnet is one that leads you to something you don't actually need. You're trying to get test automation people interested in test automation, and then you have a lead magnet that leads them to that. Oh, here's my video about the best test automation strategies. Then at the end, I try to funnel you into my sunglasses company that I sell high-end sunglasses to people. Then it's oh, well, the lead magnet is really kind of deceptive. It's like being catfished. But in this case, it's a lead magnet that's going to lead you to something that could possibly be useful to you. So let me just caveat that. I want anyone thinking and watching this video later being hey man, why you gotta be so hard on Sus Labs or BrowserStack? Sorry, it's BrowserStack. Whoops, they're so similar. I'm sorry. At least they were in my day when I was using them. And we're gonna like Joe's video because I like Joe. Again, he released this video 30 hours ago as of making of this. Go watch it again and again and again and click like and create fake. I'm just kidding. Create burner accounts and click on it. But yeah, let's let Joe cook. JC. I'm gonna start. You know what? Because I can't say Joe's last name or pronounce it. I'm just gonna start calling him JC. That's what I'm gonna do. Good old JC.
All right, to get started, click on the Get Started free button on the Low Code Automation product page. Download the Low Code Automation app and start testing right away.
Okay, let's do it. Let's follow his link. Where's that link? Here it is. Get low code. And he's got his own affiliate link. So, you know, again, probably sponsored. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Get paid. Get paid, JC. I'm going to coin that nickname. Get paid, JC. Get paid. And oh my gosh, I forgot to turn my, hold on. I want my eyes. I'm going to turn, where is it? I'm going to turn the blue light filter back on because my eyes, I turned it off for a bit when I was setting up my chroma key because I was getting all these problems. I swear it was like up here. Oh boy. Failure. I'm a failure. Let's look up, let's see, is it displays? Nightlight, here we go. So kids, in case you're wondering on Pop OS, this is how you set up your nightlight. Boop. There, we're gonna do that. Much better. That saves my eyes a lot of pain. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't, I don't believe it affects the stream or OBS, but if it does, that's hilarious. That makes me feel like a total dummy, but we'll do exactly what Joe said. We're gonna listen to Joe. We're gonna get started for free. Okay? It makes me sign in. How dare you? That means I need to sign up. Oh boy, it's not that simple, Joe. It's not that simple. Alright, we're gonna have to sign up, so I'm gonna have to move this over here in case I put any personal information in. We're gonna do this is gonna be fun because they're gonna make me, and now, oh boy, we have to generate a password. Hold on, I'm gonna do this off to the side. Okay, yeah. Just in case, I really don't want to share any personal information. Alright, we'll generate a nice, delicious password. And we're gonna click to agree BrowserStack's terms. Is my username Boomer Tester? That's dope. Sign me up. Yeah, remember my password. And hopefully you remembered my username. Am I signed up? I think I'm signed up. Hey, okay. Not too bad. Here. Actually, we're going to want that here so we can bounce back and forth. Again, so low-code automation. Automate tests without writing a line of test code. No setup or training needed. So is this all through the browser then? Guess we're going to find out, aren't we?
You could do it all from test creation to test execution, along with approving the test with BrowserStack's best practice features. So low-code automation has this intuitive test recorder that has basically no learning curve and helps you building tests by simply interacting with your app in a browser. So let's dive into test recording on Calendly.com.
Yeah, Calendly. I've got some battle scars with my calendar app. That's a long story. But I'll say this, officially this channel, even though calendar.com is what I'm using, I need to get off of it because they've literally stolen from me. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to put it out there, beef. And I'll edit this out later. But calendar.com literally stole money from my business. I am not joking. They're terrible. They are absolutely terrible, and they've done nothing to try to help me get my money back or anything. They've been rotten. Do not use calendar.com. Just my personal opinion. They suck. If you work for calendar.com, hit me up. I'd like to make this right and not say mean, disparaging things about calendar.com. But y'all kind of suck. I'm just going to be honest. Sorry. Terrible customer service. Horrible. Calendly seems like a good service and probably I'm going to switch back to. So my thing doesn't look like his. Do I just have to click get started? Joe didn't start from the beginning. Get started. Okay. See, everything's looking different. Do I need the window? I don't have Windows. I don't have an Intel. I do have a Mac Intel chip. What about Ubuntu? Is this where this ends? Is our demo this short because we don't have the right operating system? This is a short demo. Oh, look at that chroma key failing on my face. It's just, yeah, it's whenever it gets too bright and shiny is what I've noticed. I don't want to tune it live on stream here, though. Again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. But if this is where it ends, because I'm guessing this is his app, and I'm guessing he's running it on Mac. And he doesn't take us through the download or anything. I don't have Windows. What am I supposed to do? Am I just out because I'm on Pop OS, the Ubuntu fork? Are you serious? Do you assume that everyone's either on a Mac or on Windows? This is like the shortest demo ever. Apple, add device and review bag. What are these? Okay, are these like demo tests? So I can't. This was a short demo. This is what happens when you don't prepare. I might end up writing tests, or maybe I will fix my chroma key live since I'm having problems. That's really lame. I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of lame. It's not Joe's fault. It's BrowserStack's fault. Are you serious? Y'all didn't, publish your binary or whatever. Like, you didn't think anyone would be on Ubuntu? That's so cheesy. Yeah, I don't have Windows, bro, and I don't have Intel or Apple chip. I do technically. I'm just not streaming on it, so I can't demo it. This is a very short demo, so we'll just keep watching the video, I guess, and consider this the end of the demo because we can't go any further. You know what? I set my chroma key when nightlight wasn't on. I wonder if that's what's making my chroma key get worse, but I'm not gonna mess with it because I don't want to mess with my eyes. It is sadly a very short demo that we did. We did not get far, did we? This was the wall we hit. We hit the operating system wall. Because I'm guessing these are like files you can download. I mean, we'll click through this really quick. No. Download and run. I definitely don't want to do that. Yeah, what a bummer. What a bummer that they don't support any type of I'm really surprised they don't support Ubuntu because that's what Pop is forked off of. Yeah, man. Okay, we can watch Joe, but we're kind of out of luck here. We can't continue demoing. I can't follow his demo. In fact, here. In case I'm just dumb and couldn't find it. We'll say this. Great video. Thank you. Showing this. Wanted to try out and appear to support Linux. I'm on Pop OS. Sad face. Sad. Well, we can finish watching Joe's video and I can kind of tell you what I think about it, but yeah, I can't download this. Though these look the same. So, again, I'm kind of intrigued. Like, can I do this in browser? But I don't get this start recording option. So I'm guessing I need their app. And again, it looks like Joe's on Mac OS X. He's probably on an Apple chip, probably an M2 or an M3 or something. Sad. It's sad. Real sad. Yeah, what a bummer. I was honestly kind of jazzed to try this out, It's like, hey, I'm always super skeptical of low code, and this doesn't help me very much. It's a little, again, I personally think it's a little short-sighted to not have support for at least Ubuntu, and since I'm forked, Pop OS is forked to Ubuntu, I could probably run it. Like, for real? Like, y'all supported Windows before you supported Ubuntu? Feels bad, man. Feels real bad. But my bad chroma key and myself and JC here, we're gonna rock with JC still. We're gonna stick with him. And I'm gonna tell you what I think about this. But first impression, not so good. Again, personally, nothing against Joe. Not really something against BrowserStack, but just kind of disappointing because, bro, for real, bro, you can't support Ubuntu. Whatever, I'll get off it. I'll get over it.
and you can choose the required platform and resolution as per your testing need. As you begin the recording, you see every step captured in real time. You can even record hovering actions without additional input, ensuring easy recording. And what's also cool is you can capture every step in plain English, making it easy to understand.
Oh, so there's like a Gherkin BDD aspect to this. So if we've got like a checklist of all the things I'm skeptical of, being like the very big code proponent guy, this is like hitting all. I'm triggered. I'm freaking triggered right now. Yeah, like once you throw BDD in there, like Gherkin keywords, I'm additionally kind of like that. They've got BrowserStack AI. That's cool. I wonder if they'll demo part of that. But yeah, I want, here's the thing. Everyone's got opinions. Everyone's got their opinions, and I don't have to be right. I don't have to. I'm positive I'm not always right. I just have really bad experience with keyword, plain English test frameworks, and just not working. I mean, I had that conversation on stream with a viewer the other day, and just, man, oh man, I'm so not down. But again, for certain people, certain teams, I'm sure it works great. I've just never seen it work great on any team that I've been a part of, in any org. I want it to work. I want to work somewhere in BDD to like knock my socks off. I want my socks to literally shoot off my feet and fly out of the room and go get me a burrito and then come back because BDD is so good. That's what I want to happen. And then the burrito lands in my hands and I'm like, oh my gosh, BDD is awesome. Even without the burrito, BDD could be awesome. I'm just hungry. I haven't eaten anything yet today because I do intermittent fasting. So by the way, but yeah, I'm not gonna say this is like a mark against it. I'm just gonna say, again, not a personal fan of BDD type frameworks. I worked over 2 years with almost exclusively with a BDD framework, and just found it really painful. Just found my chair here. I know I should have put the desk into El Stando modo. But yeah, let's keep going. I'm trying so hard to be nice right now.
Without the need for external test case documentation, you can even edit step descriptions for clarity. And what's also cool is you can easily perform text validation.
Now that's cool that you can edit the test steps, the plain text for plain human readable language. That's pretty nice. You can do that because I'm guessing then they're probably rewriting your whatever code is behind this, whether it's Python, because it's Gherkin, it's probably Cucumber at some layer or some sort of facet over like Playwright or something like that. Be my guess. A lot of times these tools, it's not even like a secret, is that they're in underneath the hood. Selenium WebDriver, I mean, probably DevTools protocol if they're not using Selenium, they're not using WebDriver protocol, and they're usually harnessing themselves either on like Cypress or Playwright, whatever implementation their team likes best or they develop in. Be my guess. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I wonder how you parameterize this, because now he's always having to use the same data, it looks like, too, right? So I wonder if there's a way to parameterize the data, randomize it, anything like that, like throw a random password in here. I'm going to sign up for Calendly, and I want a fresh email every time, right? Something like that. Kind of like we saw the other day when I was writing tests against the, not BrowserStack, but it was the Blaze demo page. I was using Faker.js, right, to generate random emails.
Validation for simple text content. So you can test during execution and check whether the text is matching or not right. Another plus is BrowserStack's visual validation feature enables you to confirm complex scenarios really easily. So visual validation will reproduce the same effect as a manual tester.
Kind of like Playwright. Playwright does kind of the same thing. The Cypress inspector and the Playwright inspectors. I don't know if that's exactly what they're called. I use them a lot, and it's like I'm really terrible about the terms. I need to get better about that. They kind of do the same thing, where they'll kind of show you. You can inspect the page. You can pause the test and inspect the page and say, "Hey, are these the best selectors I should be using?" You can test your selector out. So very similar. That's nice that they have it.
After looking at the element and then checking whether it looks okay or not. And during the execution, it's going to compare the two screenshots using BrowserStack's Percy visual validation engine in the back.
Interesting. So just image diffing. I was kind of hoping that would go away because I kind of hated image diffing, but it might be something more high tech, fancy smancy, lemon pantsy. I mean, I am a boomer at heart, so it could be way fancier than smancier.
Backend. If you've never tried visual validation before, you're going to really see some awesome benefits of this feature alone.
See, again, I think I'm just a contrarian prick. I've always gotten really bad results from visual validation. I've always just, where it's like you have a diff, you have an image that's like, here's what I expect to see, and then you've got like your diff that here's what we saw, and we visually diff it, but there's always problems with like resolution. What if I change the resolution? Or what if but maybe it's something, again, it's been a really long time since I've done visual diffing. Really, really long time.
After creating your test, save it with a suitable name. You can run the test locally to confirm that the test is executing as expected. The test execution process.
What does he mean by run it locally? I'm guessing these tests run, so it's probably, again, maybe it's using DevTools protocol. Maybe it's using WebDriver protocol. It's probably firing your browser locally. But then otherwise, I'm guessing it's running up on BrowserStack's many browsers, just their VM farm of browsers. So I'm hoping it would be neat. Because, yeah, it looks like now it's running it looks like it's running up in a browser, whatever it's doing here that he's doing. Again, I don't have that option. Automate. That's not gonna do it. Yeah, get started, and then I have to download the app. Got it. Get started with automate. Oh boy, this is different. Okay, we need to get out of here. This is not what I wanted. The app automate, is that the one? Oh, get started. Real mobile devices. Yeah, we're in something completely different here. Your free plan goes with 100 minutes. You have 100 minutes remaining. Oh, and there's app Percy. Okay, we got way in the weeds here. Oh boy. Wasn't here. How do we get back? Here's where we are. Yeah, I still don't think I'm able to run these tests. I can download and run, but I don't think I can run these tests, and it probably uses up my precious minutes. I want to save those for a rainy day. Okay, we got some stuff here. Okay, we're getting distracted. Puppy, pony, squirrel.
Is visually represented, allowing you to monitor each step and its status in real time with a check mark indicating the pass or fail of this step.
Okay, so again, very similar to the other tools, which is not a bad thing, where you've got like the Cypress test runner or Playwright inspector as it's running, it's showing you the steps, and then if it fails or splats, or if you want to pause it. So that's cool. Again, I'm just trying to say that the code-driven stuff has a lot of these things, so I think it's really coming down to, it'd be interesting to see if you could export this code and what you can export it into, and if they supported Linux, I could try it out, but they don't. So yeah.
Also, screenshots of every step are captured along with the video recording of the complete test execution, showing you control logs and network logs in the local system. You can create test suites for organizing your tests as well, assign tests to specific suites, select the browsers to run the test on, and schedule them to run on a particular day of the week and time.
Nice. That's all really good. Anytime you can organize your tests and your suites and stuff like that and have containers to put them in is awesome. I think that's great. That is the one thing that's always a temptation about these tools, right? Is they usually are really great on this side of things. On this side of things, they're awesome, usually. it's easy to organize and search and stuff like that. And I will say that's a big plus. Like with the Cypress test runner, you get that when you're running it. It'd be really nice to have some sort of like middle layer, almost like a VS Code plugin that could give you like a visual, organizable view of your tests. That'd be so dope. Like just kind of, again, some kind of view that's you could like click through and then go to the code. I think you kind of get that with the test runner, but you're having to run the test runner then. And if I remember correctly, we can even try that. We can just write more tests if we got time remaining. But I got to stop at the top of the hour here, so we've got a little more time. But let's let Joe keep cooking. He's still got 3 minutes and 26 seconds to sell us, even though we can't use the tool. I'm not beefing on JC here, but mostly just frustrated. That's like, come on, guys, really? I mean, I don't know how hard it would be to create something like this for. I mean, Cypress and Playwright work on Linux. In fact, they probably prefer it because when you run it headlessly, that's the container, like a Linux, probably Ubuntu type container is kind of preferred. So that's just kind of a bummer here too. It's like, honestly, in my opinion, that would be the first place. If I was starting a company like this and I had smart people around me, I'd be like, guys, gals, folks, peoples, let's start with Linux because we're probably going to use containers for lots of stuff anyways. And then let's create our OS X implementation, and then let's create our Windows implementation, right? Like that's how I would do it, and then be a Linux first. Because again, knowing that this is probably going to get deployed places. But I don't think that's the point. I think the point here is you're interacting with their probably farm of containers with all their browsers and their real devices. So I don't know. Yeah, just again, kind of poopy. I can't try it out because I wanted to try it out, honestly, and get into their sales funnel.
With cross-browser testing, you can ensure your web application functions consistently on real desktops, mobile browsers, and others with ease. You can also run your tests through different CI/CD tools.
I was literally just about to ask for this because when you see a tool like this kind of like taking the place of something that exists, like in this case, like Azure DevOps or GitHub Actions or Travis CI or Jenkins, you always wonder like, well, what if this is my job? I need it hooked into CI. I build out all this codeless automation, right? I need it to be hooked into my CI because maybe it's like a build acceptance post deploy, or it's a regression suite. How do I make sure it's hooked in? Again, skepticism in the sense that all the different platforms, it says existing trigger test suites with your existing CI tools. So can you go both ways? Can you like set up the schedule and then just have it report to like a pipeline, or what's it called? It's not called a pipeline in GitHub. GitHub Actions, it's called something else, but this is the questions in my brains is I'm trying to think of like day-to-day use of this. Test your local privately hosted or IP restricted website. Okay.
Behind a private network using local testing and against different environments from different geolocations. So when you run your build, you'll get the results in your email on past failures along with detailed results. And you can check the results for each browser as well.
Nice.
Debugging a failure can be very complex, but with BrowserStack's solution, you'll know what exactly happened during the test run. It has video recording of the complete tests, which will help you to review all the test steps. You'll also get access to console logs, network logs, and there's no need to create a Jira bug ticket because it gives you all the steps needed to reproduce the issue.
But does it integrate with Jira? Because I know a product that does integrate with Jira that's like this. Similar-ish like this, that's newer. We won't get into that here. But that's nice. Yeah, you get your steps. There you've got your defect. You paste that into Jira, right?
And you can directly edit the tests from the test results. You can integrate API calls into tests to perform setup, teardown, and generate test data and database cleanup after execution. For advanced scenarios beyond recorded capabilities, you can leverage JavaScript to perform complex actions. Or
you can just use Cypress and you're in JavaScript now. I'm just trying to create job security for myself.
Validations and data extractions. You could create maintainable tests by using variables to reuse values and pass values between steps.
Nice.
You can also create modules to reuse your existing test steps across multiple tests by converting them into modules. Now let's look at the AI-powered features.
Yeah, and this is where, again, I get a little skeptical only because I've had bad experience with Cursor. Also, I haven't seen a way yet to export this. Let's say we want to go into code. Like, let's say eventually, like, okay, fine. We like this. We bring in some technical people. I want this to be, like, I'm the CTO or whatever. I want this to be code. No external tools unless we have to. I want this all to be code and I want it all internal. What happens? That's my other skepticism a lot of times about tools like this. Is like, who owns this? If you stop paying BrowserStack, what happens to your tests? I've seen some horror stories of other similar platforms in the past and people losing their tests. I'm trying to remember, it was a load testing platform and the tests went bye-bye when they stopped paying them. Kind of similarly, there was that story about that like an AWS cluster that went down because it like self-terminated and expired because they didn't pay their bill or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it's one of those things, you know. That was really bad. Okay. So, yeah.
You can use AI to generate new data for any field, eliminating the need for data cleanup between executions. You can also record a test on a mobile phone or a tablet, and text execution will happen on real mobile devices. You can also use AI to simplify test case creation by using natural language prompts to define and execute test steps with no complex coding. So
again, if you're at this point, you're either going to pay I think the main sell here, in my opinion, so far, because a lot of this stuff, if you know how to download Cursor and you can sit and talk to Cursor, you could probably do a lot of this stuff. You'd have a bunch of code you don't understand, but what's the difference? You could ask Cursor to generate you like a BDD Gherkin framework, and at least at the very top level, you could have Cursor walk you through that. I think the main sell here is a lot of the ancillary like features. Like, again, the thing that BrowserStack is good at, and places like Sauce Labs generally tend to be really good at, is providing you with a place to execute those tests where you don't have to maintain, and you're in a pinch, or you just don't have access to that device or access to that operating system. You're a Mac house, and you need a Windows machine, and you don't want to be skeezy and get a VM that you're not allowed to have. Like, we used to do that. We used to use the like demo VMs that only last so long, and we do an image of the very beginning and then fire them up to do things for Windows. But so far, that's why I feel like, with enough thriftiness, you could do this all yourself and not have to pay Sauce Labs money, except for the device farm, right? Again, that's the big advantage, is you get access to all these devices. You get access to a great interface that allows you to kind of put all those pieces together. If you're not as like thrifty as others, and you don't want to try to put all these pieces together. But a lot of this you can put together kind of yourself. Again, just download Cursor. Ask Cursor to, in fact, we should try to do this one of these days. We should try to create like a BDD testing framework, like based on what Joe did here or something similar, and just do it with Cursor, and I'll act like I can't write any code. And some days I feel that way, just to see what the result is. Because again, Cursor's free for now. We'll see. Because it's essentially like almost a fork or a super. It is like a fork of VS Code, with like an AI code snippet assistant, right? And you can say, like, the other day I generated a whole git ignore file, and I mean, that seemed like a big deal, but it was correct. I didn't have to go look it up. You didn't have to think about, well, gosh, I'm trying to remember what are all the things I want to remember about this. I know that seems really stupid, and some people are like, well, it's super obvious, super easy. Yes and no. It's just one of those tedious things. It's kind of like setting up an SSH key. It's like, yeah, this is all necessary for me to interact with GitHub, but it's super annoying, and I wish it would just... I kind of wish I could have an AI assistant. Like, AI assistant, I need to be able to check out code. I need to be able to push code. I need an SSH key, and it needs to be attached to my account. Can you do this for me? And it went boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, and it did it. Be like, oh my gosh. The security risks there are off the charts, probably insane, but yeah, anyways.
A high-level functional statement like get the stock price of Apple and BrowserStack's AI feature will automatically break it down into multiple steps within the recorder and perform the actions. All right,
nice.
so that's how BrowserStack's low-code automation makes it incredibly easy to automate your tests without any coding. And as you can see, it can help you to create automated tests with an easy test authoring and user-friendly recorder. You can use visual validation for complex functional regression.
Again, I'm skeptical of visual validation. I just like BDD and everything else. I've had bad experience with it. Again, just assume I'm a boomer and I'm set in my ways, and I'm super skeptical.
And text validation for simple text content. It helps you to minimize test maintenance with AI-driven self-healing tests that adapt to your web app up.
Did they show any self-healing stuff? I don't know. I remember a long time ago now, probably, it was around when my oldest son was still a baby. I was at a conference and they were touting some self-healing automated tests, and it still wasn't super impressive. Only because, again, if Cursor struggles writing a good test sometimes, the self-healing, unless it's just like, if it's updating selectors, I guess it's technically self-healing. And I'm not just trying to be a contrarian prick. I want these tools. I'm not even saying that BrowserStack's doing this. I want these tools to stop just like using the buzzwords and then, expecting us to be like, oh, it's the future. Marty.
Updates. Reliable and scalable test execution infrastructure, along with cross-browser testing on real desktop and mobile devices.
Which that is huge.
And empowers non-technical users to create, modify, and troubleshoot automated tests.
Yes, but your developers are not going to want to touch this with a 1,000-foot pole, likely. And that's often been the other challenge of trying to implement a tool like this into your workflow and into your team's workflow is just your developers aren't going to want to touch it with a 1,000-foot pole. So you're on your own usually. I could be wrong. I'd love to be wrong. I'm just going based on my personal experience. My personal experience is you can barely get them to help out with code-driven stuff if you don't really try hard to cater, because they're very busy and they're having a context switch. But if a developer breaks a test and you're in like this, let's say, again, hypothetically, we're in your like generic prototypical stack, some sort of framework stack. You're writing Blazor pages, you're writing React Native or something, right? So these folks are writing JavaScript or they're writing C#, and you're trying to write tests. You don't write test code, and then you use a tool like this. Awesome. You've got automated tests. They fail. You tell the developers, hey, this is a failing. You put this in CI and it fails and it blocks their PR. They're going to come to you and they're going to try to figure out why it's failing and how do we get it fixed as soon as possible so they can get their PR out. They're not going to fix that test. It's going to be really hard to get that as part of like your culture and get that as part of like the operating procedure for a developer. Again, I'm not trying to be a negative Nelly here. I'm just trying to be realistic based on what I've seen. I've seen times where teams and orgs will try to force developers to use a language they don't use. So automation is using one type of framework, right? And then, or language or stack. And let's say hypothetically, I worked at a place where it was Java development, but we were told that we had to do Python, robot framework in Python. So now you've got developers writing in Java, and then you've got test like automation people and QA engineers writing Python and keywords using robot framework. I can tell you what happened is it got deprecated because no developer wanted to touch the Python code. It was hard to get them to look at PRs. It was hard to really have a great, robust framework because, again, we didn't have, you kind of get that symbiotic thing going where ultimately if you're both writing Java, they're going to help teach you how to be better at Java, and they're going to be more willing to touch those tests. This is where really skeptical of a tool like this is. Like, I can't imagine bringing it into a client and then trying to sell it to a group of developers where, again, okay, you have to go into this UI or download this special app. You've got to go and figure out why your tests are failing. Again, now you're creating like this kind of inadvertently creating this like unhealthy job security thing that I don't think is very healthy for a team. I feel like testing shouldn't be this weird black box that the developers can't look into. And that's what this is kind of looking like to me. But I've just never seen it work, never seen it scale. Very similar to BDD, Gherkin, that kind of stuff. I'm sorry. And in fact, I would love for this channel to be popular enough where we can get Andy Knight on here, Automation Panda, and I want him to scissor kick me in the spine, proverbially, and prove to me that BDD works. I want him to do it. I want him to come in here and like destroy me. I do. But for now, my experience has shown me that it doesn't work. My experience has shown me that it doesn't scale, that you are kind of like almost obfuscating off your technical aspects, and things of that nature. Okay. But I could be wrong. I want to be open to being wrong because I want to be flexible. I want to be open to new ideas. But something like this, I have so many, it's just the nature. And it's probably just being a QA person, right? All the things that you think of that mean that could make this not work kind of start to percolate in the brain.
So are you ready to see how much time it could save you? Try it for yourself. Click the link in the
tried,
description
Joe.
to start your free trial today and get your hands on.
Joe, I tried. I tried, Joe. They don't support Linux, Joe. JC. Okay, JC Dog. I hope he's not offended by this. I think that's a dope nickname. I wish I could have a cool nickname. I'm just a boomer. JC Dog. Dog. I tried. I wanted to come along with you on this ride, but I can't. I can't follow you. It's like Sam and Frodo. I can't follow you where you're going. I wanted to follow you, Joe, but I couldn't follow you. I tried. The bots, and they put the little Vectramundo or Vectamuka. I want the worst viewers. Again, we're gonna do like a botiversary, and we're just gonna like click every bot link we can. I'm gonna ask people to send as many best viewers bots as you can. We're gonna click all the links and see what it's all about. I'm gonna do like a Tor browser. I'm gonna get a Tor browser cooked, get on a Tor circuit, and we're gonna click on every single bot link that we can. Yeah, Joe, we tried. I tried, JC. I tried.
On with AI-powered low-code testing. Don't wait. Get ahead of your next release and streamline your testing process now. And if you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button for more tips on leveling up your automation skills.
Agreed. Please do that. If you're watching this video, go do that. Don't like this video. Don't subscribe. In fact, downvote it. For my video, go like this and press down. For his video, press up. And then if you're subscribed to me, go unsubscribe. You'll be doing yourself a favor. You'll make your life so much better. I'm just joking. Well, maybe I'm joking. I don't know. If you were that easy to manipulate, maybe you shouldn't be watching. I don't know. Oh, he's testing Copilot, the Playwright Studio.
As always, test everything and keep the good. Cheers.
Thanks, Joe. That was, here's the thing. Man, Joe knows how to make a good video. His editing is fantastic. I'm so down. Like Joe is Joe's the master, right? So I've only really got 9 minutes. It's almost not enough time to really start something. It's not enough time to really start anything. But I am sad. I'm sad that they don't support me. They don't support my operating system. I am sad that my chroma key is also not working. But it's whenever it's too bright. So I probably gotta just fine tune it. But I still had fun. Talking to myself. Or if there's like anyone lurking. I haven't looked at views. I have no idea what's going on. Well, I've got a few views. Yeah, a few people just kind of lurking around. Maybe it's the bots. Maybe the bots are viewing us. But yeah, this looks really cool. I'm gonna be honest though, I'm not gonna demo it on my MacBook Pro. I'm sorry. I was gonna demo it here on Pop! OS on my desktop, but my development desktop. But yeah, they don't support us, man. They support they support Intel chip. Come on, who's still using a MacBook with an Intel chip? Probably lots of people. You know what? What are the statistics? Yeah, like what's the statistics here? Come on. Let's see. Let's see what Brave AI says. Based on provided search results, it's difficult to estimate the exact number of people still using Intel MacBooks. However, we can gather insight from the snippets. Many production environments will still need Intel Macs for the foreseeable future. Ouch. Owie. Apple's like, we're sorry. We're sorry we did this to you, but we have our own chips now. I predicted kind of this when everyone was talking about the Mac Apple silicone chips. Because I remember when they went from PowerPC to Intel, I was one of those saps that had a PowerPC Mac that I used for music production and video editing and stuff, and for some graphic design for school and web development. A lot of Adobe products that I spent too much money on, and I had this yucky feeling when they announced Intel chips. Everyone was excited. It's like, I think we're gonna get the short end of the stick, and we did. Support for PowerPCs went just became poopy big time. And so I have a feeling that hopefully it's better, because it looks like there's more dependency on it. Let's see. There's a community on Reddit, r/macOS, where users are discussing their experiences with Intel Macs. Some expressing satisfaction with their current machines and seeing no need to upgrade to Apple silicone models. Well, yeah, and there's that vulnerability, unpatchable vulnerability in the M chips. I think up to the M3. That is gonna, if they decide to actually fix it, which Prime had a really good video about it. Primeagen, had a video about it. But let's see, what else does it say? Intel Macs from 2018 or later are considered sufficient for most users, even older models like the 2012 MacBook Air. Oof, biff. Woof. Wow. With upgrade, RAM and SSD can still perform well. I can kind of believe that, but I have a feeling Mac's not gonna. There's even a Reddit post. Should we go to Reddit really quick? Are Intel Macs relevant? This is from a year ago. Is your good old Intel Mac still a good contender to the new M1 and M2 chips? And this is probably before the unpatchable vulnerability was found. Personally, I have a MacBook Air 2020 i5 processor. Okay, poor guy or galler. i7, bro. Do you even i7? It's pretty good, but I think an M1 or M2 would be a decent upgrade. Oh, sweet innocent child. Anyone with a good Intel MacBook Pro or iMac or Mac Pro have like a super good Core i7 or something? Probably. Those are the people probably still hanging on, I'm guessing. I would feel skeptical. I would be very skeptical about i5 people sticking around. Really. Does everything I need it. Until it can't, there's literally no reason to upgrade. Sure, the new M1, M2 would smoke it in benchmarks, I'm sure, but who cares? Until it no longer meets my needs, it's not going anywhere. Sassy. I'm just reading it in a sassy voice. So they're gonna support Intel chip Mac OS. They're not gonna support Ubuntu. Bruh. Come on. Are Intel Macs obsolete? And should you buy one? This is from 22. It's like 2 years ago. If you have a 2016 and later MacBook Pro with a touch bar above the keyboard, which I have in my Pro's an M2, you might run into problems caused by an internal cable. Oh, fun. Even better. So there's some sort of hardware problem. So there's no data on this. There doesn't seem to be any data, which is baffling. Again, my chroma key is going wacky wild. I think I just need to saturate myself with light so that even when my monitor's on, I don't turn into Silver Surfer like this. But I'll quit complaining because I ate up time complaining. If you were lurking, I appreciate you. Appreciate the lurkers. Looks like I maybe had one or two. If you're watching this later, I'm Boomer Tester, and I would appreciate you clicking like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on the Twitch, you can follow me. You can go find me on X. I'll drop my link one of these days. I'm on X. I'm not really anywhere else yet. I'm just trying to kind of have fun and let this naturally grow if it grows, and if it doesn't, it's just, there's no point. I'll just keep doing it because it helps me get better at my day job. So yeah, this was more fun than I thought, even though I couldn't demo it. Again, I need to get over it. What would happen if I were to, could I use wine? What a terrible experience that would be. Because I'm guessing this is an EXE. What is this? What's here? Oh gosh. I just want to see what it is. I'm really tempted to just not click download, but what is it? What happens when I click it? Yeah, it's an EXE file. So there's a chance I might be able to get that running with wine. Maybe? Wine tricks or whatever. Let's see. Let's just for the giggles and the laughs and the tee-hees. Do we have wine? This is saying archive manager. I don't think that's the right thing. It's been a while since I've dorked around with running executables. Pop shop, popsicle, USB flasher. Yeah. I'm not really seeing. There used to be, I think I was running Ubuntu or Linux Mint. I was able to just click like this and like have wine run it. It was kind of nice. It doesn't look like we have that option. That could be another stream where I just get this to work and I finally get to demo it. I don't know. But I appreciate the lurkers. Appreciate if you're watching this later. And if you're so inclined to share this to their social media, if you're crazy, if you want to. As far as I know, I'm trying to find other software testers on Twitch. I don't think I've seen any others. Probably. There's tons. We just watched Joe on YouTube. There's plenty on YouTube. But doing live content, not so sure. I'm skeptical. But yeah, I had a good time. Again, go follow Joe. Go follow the JC Dog over here on X. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Give him some likes. Watch some videos. Learn some cool stuff. Again, look how awesome his thumbnails are. What a great job. These beautiful thumbnails. Yeah, it's woefully, well, that one's pretty dope. Yeah, 47K. Good for you, Joe. 80K? Heck yeah. Get them views, get paid. 58K with that one. Good job. This is awesome. 58. Look at this. Joe's real. Joe's the real deal. And he's a good person. He's really, all my interactions with him have been really positive. He's a kind guy. Look at that smiling face. How could you dislike that smiling, happy face of Joe? He almost looks like he could be my dad or me in the future. Maybe that is me. Maybe I changed my name in the future. I doubt it. I doubt that's me. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool to do this. I do need to run. Gotta get back to my day job. I might do a co-working stream one day and see if that works, or if it's totally stupid and dumb. I don't have a very good webcam and I don't have very good lighting. And so if my chroma key's all jacked up, people aren't gonna wanna. I'll figure out something, maybe like a psychedelic animation to put in the background and have some like techno music. And we'll have some like drum and some royalty free drum and bass. And just like just sit there and I'll have my MacBook here and let's just rock out to some. I'll get on the yoga ball. I've got a yoga ball. We'll get on the yoga ball. We'll go founder mode, or we'll go test automation. We'll go like full estet mode where we're just listen to drum and bass and typing away, sitting on the extras, on the yoga ball and the exercise ball, bopping, listening to some tunes, and then if anyone decides to hang out, I don't know, I'm trying to think of stuff to do especially in these days when things are a little tighter, kind of double dip. But I can't show what I'm working on because I signed non-disclosure. So stuff that I work on out on stream always has to be non-disclosure stuff, not stuff outside of a non-disclosure. But yeah, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your day, and I will try to be back online tomorrow.